Guys, I want to start this live. I want to welcome everyone, but I want to start this live with a prayer as I always do. Thank you, Lord, for this day. We worship you, Lord. We praise you. We honor you, Lord. I thank you for another day. I pray for blessings for every single person that's going to connect today. I pray you bless every single family, Lord, and that we may have a great and enjoyable, Lord, evening with all these special guests. We thank you. In your name we pray. Amen. Hey, everyone. Hey, everyone. Hi, Victoria. How are you? Let's wait for everyone to start coming in. We'll give them a few minutes. If not, we'll bring in, we will be bringing in Jonathan. Hey, guys. Hope everyone sees my live. Hey, guys. Hey, Nisha, how are you? Can you guys hear me okay? Hey, Jonathan. How's my audio? Can you guys hear me good? Hey, hi, Fragrance Addicts. Hi, everyone. Okay, so let me just begin saying that we have a special guest today. His name is Nick Steward. I am so honored. Not only myself, but also Jonathan is so honored to have him here. He is the founder of Gallivant, and Gallivant is an amazing fragrance house that is based and has a concept on travel. Each of his fragrances are named after a big city, and I am so excited, but I have a co-partner today, and his name is Jonathan. I'm sure you guys may know who he is, and he is from Oud Descent, and I am gonna bring him in. Jonathan, can you send me, there we go. Jonathan, can you send in a comment first, and we'll introduce Nick together? Hey, Jonathan, do you hear me? Oh, here we go. Jonathan. Hey, Jonathan, send me a request, Jonathan, to come in into the live. There we go. Let's give him a few minutes to come on. Hey, Jonathan.
I'm here.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. For some reason, I'm having a little trouble with my phone today. It just got really dim on me. It's very weird.
All right. Don't worry. I can see you just perfect.
Oh,
You're
okay.
good.
As long as you guys can see me, and
I
can you
can
hear
see
me
you.
fine?
Yeah, I can see you. I can hear you. All is
Awesome.
good.
I am so
Yes.
excited. Aren't you excited?
Yes, I am. I can't speak enough good things about Nick Stewart and Gallivant. So as you can see, just never
I
ends.
have a cute display going on over here.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome.
I am so
Cool.
excited. Should we bring him right in?
Yeah, or yeah, if you want to do
Actually,
Nick or
no. We're
Vika.
gonna bring in, yes. Let's talk a
Yep.
little bit about Vika.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I was really fortunate initially to be introduced to the House of Galavant, and I'm sure Nick will kind of allude to that, but it hasn't been around for a very long time, but has surely made its mark in the niche market. And I was super fortunate to be introduced to this house by Victoria with La Perfumerie USA. She's based in Raleigh, North Carolina. She does such a great job of curating her whole entire store to have the best of the best, and one of them being Gallivant. So
Yes.
I was able to kind of sample the whole line. I was able to not only sample the whole line, but do a private session with her and some other frag addicts where we
Awesome.
initially got to meet. I know you've been a part of a couple that have been
Yes.
awesome too.
Awesome.
And we were able to talk one-on-one with Nick Stewart, who is the founder of Gallivant, who, although the fragrance house has been around not as long as some of the others, he has a he's tried and true as far as his experience in the perfume industry. So Victoria was able to kind of show me the whole line, and then to do that private session was just awesome. So I am very, very fortunate to have that right in my backyard, and also to call Victoria a really good friend. So I
Yes,
think Vika would do a really great job kind of explaining all of that for sure.
absolutely. Let's bring her right in.
Let's bring her on in.
Hey, Victoria, send me a comment so that I can bring you right in to the live.
Come on, come on.
Come on, Victoria. And this
She's
is her
got,
first live.
yeah, yeah. Well, I know she's done a couple. I feel like she's saying it's her first live since she's kind of come back.
Right. Okay.
But we've done a couple lives in the perfumery,
Right.
in La Perfumery, where she
Okay.
kind of touches on a bunch of subjects.
Okay.
But yeah, this is her first return to the big stage.
Should I just invite her because I feel,
Yeah,
let
she
me
just
see
said
something.
hey, so you might be able to kind of do
There I
that, or
go.
she can send a request too.
I
Yeah,
just sent you a request, Victoria.
awesome.
Just accept it and you'll be right in.
Hello.
Hi, you look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Our
It's so good
favorite.
to see you guys.
I am so excited to have the two lovely people here with me right now.
So good to see you
It's all
both.
Vika.
I am
Yes.
so excited. So Vika, tell us a little bit about your store.
So I have a La Perfumery store, as you guys can see, and it's in Raleigh, North Carolina. And now I have a frag addicts in North Carolina that's all around me, and they're coming to see me like Jonathan.
Probably
Santa
too much.
Mary's. No, it's never too much.
Yeah.
I wish, Maggie, you live close by so you could
I
stop by and check
know.
our store.
I'm gonna
So
surprise you one day. I'll show
please
up one day.
do.
I
We
will.
were thinking about getting together. So we were talking about this with Nick. And I was like, that would
Awesome.
be a great idea if we can host a beautiful event for all of you.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
just a hint. We'll
Yes.
keep it for
It's a
later.
And
secret. It's a secret.
Victoria, we actually both discovered the House of Gallivant through you. So, I
Yeah.
mean, thank you for
Thank
Yes.
you.
for
Thank you
that.
so much.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was such a beautiful fragrance to bring, I'll be honest, during the time of COVID, because nobody could really travel. And this fragrances are all about traveling. You can go to London, you can go to Tokyo. I obviously picked my two favorites here.
Yes.
So it was a good idea. People would stop by and they say, "Oh, I remember the time I've been in London." I'm like, "Well, here we go. It's in the bottle. You can have it and you can enjoy this
Absolutely.
misty, foggy time, And Tokyo was personally my favorite scent from the whole collection because when I tried it, I felt like immediately I was taken to the streets of Tokyo when I would wake up like at 5 a.m. and I just couldn't wait until I just go and explore the city. So Nick Stewart had about the same experience with the scent and like the wasabi notes. I mean, how is that possible to get a
Yeah.
wasabi notes in the fragrance? And I just think he did such a fabulous job. And just putting it together in a discovery box, which we will raffle. So you guys, please stay till the end. And where you can travel with him, in at the comfort of
Awesome.
your chair.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Arm travel, right? Like that's kind of what he
Yeah.
talks about is arm travel. And
Mm-hmm.
he does such a good job of captivating the specific location. And then there's always like this little unique twist to each of the fragrances that just really make it kind of fill in with that Gallivant house and that DNA,
Yeah.
which I really love.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Should we bring him right in? Because I know he's anxious. He actually sent me a request.
Nice, nice.
And I'm so excited to bring him on. Guys, I also want to mention if we don't get around to all of your comments, please understand. We want to give Nick as much attention as we possibly can. We do want to learn with him. And this is a learning experience for all of us. Not only that, but it's an honor to have him on. He's in France. He's a little bit ahead of time from our time. And he should be sleeping by now, but he was so nice enough to say yes to Jonathan and I to come on this live. And I am so honored and I want to bring him on. I think let me send him another request because it disappeared. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, and the nice thing too, he's saying he can't hear us right yet, but maybe that'll change once she comes on. But the nice thing too with Victoria and La Perfumerie is that you guys, if anyone's looking to join or try it, she ships all throughout the United States and Canada. So that's awesome. Hey, Nick.
Hey,
Hey.
Hello.
Can,
Hello,
can
good
you hear us
evening.
How are
now?
you?
I can hear you
Yeah,
now.
okay.
Sorry.
Awesome.
Did I have a problem was on my end, I think.
Might be the
Thank you so
distance.
much.
Dobry wieczór,
Dobry
Victoria.
wieczór. I might think you're Russian somewhere.
Как было Vladivostok?
Vladivostok was gorgeous. Gorgeous,
Good.
but not the best trip of my life, but Vladivostok was beautiful.
Okay. Okay. Shall I do a Vladivostok perfume?
Yes.
Listen,
Okay.
100%,
All right.
and I'll help you with
Okay.
the scent.
That's
Okay. All right. We should do that. We should do that.
Nick, thank you so much for agreeing to be on this live. I am so honored. This is the first time I meet you. I am so, so excited. And when I heard from Jonathan said to me, Maggie, we got him to come on. I was like, are you joking with me? Like, I thought it was a joke, right? And I said, are you playing? And then when he said, no, I'm not. And I was like, what? I got off the phone. I started screaming. I ran downstairs, told my whole family, came back up, and I was just like, yay! Because I really, really love your fragrance house. I'm not just saying that,
No,
but
thank
I
you.
love
Thank
the whole
you.
concept, everything. And I know Jonathan has a lot to say because I'm super duper excited.
No, I mean, I piggyback.
You can keep fangirling. I'm very happy with it. I'm happy with the compliments.
Awesome.
So thank you all.
Thank you for being here. We're very excited.
Absolutely.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got a haircut since the last time I've been on Zoom with you.
I definitely had a haircut.
it looks good.
Yeah. I think when I saw you, we were still in our full lockdown.
Yeah.
So everything was shut. But I've had a haircut since. But you know, it's quite long again, Jonathan. So I think I need another cut probably.
I just went to, it grows every like 2 weeks. It's back.
I need it cut again.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I hear you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's a very
again, we
hip-
just really agree. We really, really appreciate. And I was telling Maggie too that I know having you come on, you do such a good job of not only describing the fragrances, but adding a story to them. And I think that is sometimes a lost art in fragrances. It's all about like the note composition, but not really what brought you to that place and why you decided to make that. And you do such a good job with arm travel and explaining it that I was like, I'm going to just ask. I'm like, Maggie, I'm just going to ask and see. The worst he could say is no.
Exactly.
And then we would have.
I mean, listen, I'm a big believer that, you know, we need to help people explore perfumery better. And sometimes, you know, if I'm talking to somebody who knows very little about perfumery, I don't think there's much to be gained by me saying, well, you know, the Tel Aviv perfume is really overdosed in cis-hedione, for example, because, you know, they're certainly not going to know what hedione is.
Right.
Never mind cis-hedione, which is the variety of hedione.
Wow.
So I think, you know, the storytelling for Gallivant is a way of saying, you know, come and be part of this. You can all enjoy perfume. You can enjoy Gallivant perfumes, but you can enjoy all sorts of perfume. Just sort of listen to it, get into the vibe of it, and above all, enjoy it. That's the purpose of perfumery for me.
Awesome. I have a question for you, Nick. The first question I have is, what is your inspiration? I know it's cities, but what about the cities? When you go to a city, really inspires you? Like, what do you look for when you're actually trying to figure out a fragrance?
Maggie, to be honest, when I go to a new place, I'm almost trying not to specifically look for the inspiration for the perfume, because otherwise it's a little bit forced. Right. So if I take the example of Bukhara, which is the latest one I did, from Uzbekistan in Central Asia, I landed in Central Asia. The first thing that hit me was the vastness of the earth, just the sheer expanse of earth, which you come from a small island like England. It's really what blows you away. So that was kind of like the starting vibe for me of the trip. And I think you kind of feel that in the perfume, that there's this just huge, huge expanse, this huge earthiness.
Awesome.
And then, you know, colors, food, you know, it all goes into my little travel journal. I'm making notes constantly as I'm gallivanting around. And then when I come back, I have to try and distill it. So it's a bit like the process of perfumery itself. and then we have to compose a formula, so to translate it.
Right.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
that's how it works.
Do you have a question, Jonathan?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, some of my favorites too, I love Berlin. I actually really do love them all. I know we've talked privately too. Brooklyn has a special place in my heart too. And I think I really have enjoyed, and I've tried to always look when you kind of sample a house to see what a common DNA is, or like what the inspiration is, because I think, you know, if someone were to ask me if I had, you know, a fragrance house or anything that I do, well, what's your common theme? It's kind of hard to identify that yourself, but I think you do a really fantastic job. And even when we were talking prior, you talked about the openness of fragrances. And I think thinking about that a lot, I really like the fact that you use a lot of white space with your fragrances. So it really allows them to envelop the actual, you know, there's not like the whole kitchen sink is in there with like 30 different accords.
Yeah.
But you really make those the specific accords that you use. And then, like, you know, we were talking with Tokyo with the wasabi note, and you know, even some of the others that you do interesting twists on, or a cucumber accord, you really allow them space to breathe. So what about that? Like, what is so unique about that you like to do for all of your fragrances, as opposed to what we see so much where there's tons of notes and tons of notes on top of tons of notes?
I think you know, I'm definitely trying to do a sort of contemporary modern perfume.
Yeah.
I mean, I love, you know, like all of us, I really love a lot of vintage, and I love sort of vintage style of certain people. But, you know, with Gallivant, it's relatively minimalist. That doesn't mean that they're always super short, sort of Jean-Claude Ellena style formulas. If I think of Los Angeles, for example, it's a really long formula. There are a lot of materials. And I don't always put all of them in the notes listing, because even to the experts, even to the perfume lovers, some of them won't mean anything to you. So again, I want the story to be the entry point for you. So yeah, I think space is important to allow the perfume to open. I also want the perfumes to feel like your perfumes, not mine.
I love that.
And you know, that's really important, because, you know, okay, we create them, but you know, you wear them, so they're yours as much as they are mine, if not more, because you might be wearing Brooklyn more than I'm wearing Brooklyn.
I might give you a run for your money. I might.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. It's funny because I actually like Tel Aviv. Well, there's a couple of them that I like, but one of them is Tel Aviv, and the other one is Istanbul. Now, I have a full-size, and there it went. I'll get it later. I have a full-size bottle of Istanbul that I just ordered from V, but I want to talk a little bit about Tel Aviv, because there was a very peculiar note in there that really drew my attention. So I am from the state of Pennsylvania, and here in Pennsylvania, we have deers. We're constantly dodging deers, right?
Ah,
and so,
okay, yeah.
Going with this. And so I think there's a note in there of something very peculiar, and it is deer tongue. And I want you to tell me
the name
about that.
The name is a strange one, right? Deer tongue absolute, which is a basically the Latin name is Leatrix, and it's in the tobacco kind of leaf family. So there's no deer's tongue cut out. We're a vegan brand. There's no animals being killed. Nothing like that's happened. What it is it's a tobacco effect. So in the dry down of Tel Aviv, you'll probably feel the sort of creaminess of the sandalwood, because there's quite a lot of sandalwood in the formula, which gives it a little bit of a sort of coconut beach vibe as well. And then add the tobacco note. And you've got a bit of a sort of sexy dry down, I think. I also think it's one of the reasons maybe that a lot of men actually wear Tel Aviv, even though it's really a jasmine perfume, you know. I've got a lot of male customers that really love wearing Tel Aviv, especially in the summer. So that's really great. I love it when I love it when men wear florals. I think it's really brilliant.
It is.
Yeah.
Real men wear florals. Real men.
Yeah, they do.
Absolutely.
Roses too.
And roses. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
yes,
And
yes,
Nick,
yes.
there is actually rose oil. If I'm correct on that, there's rose
Yeah.
oil in Tel Aviv, and then
Yeah.
it's quite the white
Yeah.
floral, and obviously
It is a white floral bouquet,
yeah, like a lot of
but you
jasmine.
need, sometimes, you'll see there's a little bit of tuberose, but it's a tiny little touch. It just adds almost a little bit of drama and a little bit of dirtiness to what is otherwise a relatively sort of clean, beachy type formula. And there's a little bit of rose oil as well. Yeah. To give it a little bit more body.
And I love with Tel Aviv too, like it is such a white floral, but there is a nice like citrus, like clementine, bergamot hop to it that adds like almost a little bit of sourness to the sweet, like just it dulls it just
absolutely.
A little bit, so it's
Very well said. Yeah. I mean, Jonathan, I hate the description fruity floral in perfumery because it's almost got like such a bad reputation by this stage, right? But Tel Aviv is a fruity floral. I mean, there's a lot of fruity citric notes in the opening, a lot of clementine as well. And definitely, you're right, there's a slightly sort of sour fruity note to offset some of the sweetness of the floral bouquet, because the bouquet is big. So I wanted to take a little bit of the sweetness off with the top.
There's also a bit of freshness in it, and I get almost a bit of a beachy vibe. There's a little bit of like a beach kind of element to that fragrance, which is interesting when you have like the ambers, the smokiness, the tobacco, and all of that, but you're able to bring in the beach as well. That's something very hard to do.
Yeah, because I think sometimes when people say to you, can you create like a beach smell? You're obviously thinking of coconut smells, which kind of remind people of suntan oil. And I like that smell actually when I'm at the beach, but I don't necessarily want to wear that all the time. So with Tel Aviv, I always want to swerve the really obvious cliches with our perfumes.
Absolutely.
So, Tel Aviv is a beach city on the Mediterranean. I really wanted it to feel fresh. I really wanted it to feel, they call Tel Aviv the White City because of all the Bauhaus architecture. Okay. So that was like my mood board of, white, sort of dazzling architecture. And that's definitely in the perfume.
Awesome, awesome.
And I think that's great how you take that and you take, I remember when we talked last time, the white Bauhaus architecture, and then you translate that to not only the area, obviously with Baghdad and Tel Aviv, jasmine's growing everywhere. So you take the structural aspect of the city along with, the interpretation from the eye and translate that into such a nice white floral that's so nice and well balanced.
Yeah, I mean, listen, in one way, I want the perfumes to, embody the vibe of what I felt in these places. In another way, to be really honest, I like the idea that the perfumes can stand alone. Customers sometimes say to me, "Oh, I've never been to Istanbul, for example," and I don't really have an image of it as a place. I don't know it, and that was especially true with Bukhara because most people had never heard of Uzbekistan. They really didn't know where it was, or they didn't have a mental image of the place, right? So then the perfume has to do its own job. Is it a beautiful perfume where I feel something wearing it, even if I've got no idea where Bukhara is or what Uzbekistan is like?
Absolutely.
So the perfumes must have a life of their own as well.
Yes, absolutely. I also want to ask you, how are you able to make these fragrances so affordable? And listen, I have a big collection of fragrances. Like it's big.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys do too. I'm sure Jonathan does too. It's like insane. I think I need therapy. But
How many? Can I ask? How many have you got?
I say close to 300.
Okay, that's a lot. That's more than I've got.
I might have a little over. It's bad. It's terrible. And so I would say that I've smelled so many fragrances. I've been doing I've been around fragrances pretty much all my life. It's something that I have a passion for. And so, how are you able to keep the price so inexpensive without jeopardizing your ingredients? Because I know good ingredients, and these fragrances have amazing ingredients in them. So, how are you able to maintain that without jeopardizing the quality?
Well, listen, I suppose. I suppose the very simple answer is I'm not very greedy. So, you know, I wanted with my brand to have a really honest pricing structure. I mean, listen, they're not cheap, you know, it's only a 1 fluid ounce bottle.
Right.
So, you know, $95, I hope for a lot of people is something that's approachable, you know, that they can consider. Yeah. For some people, Maggie, for some people, it's a big treat.
Okay.
You know, for some of my customers, they buy themselves a perfume once a year at Christmas. Okay. And, you know, I love those customers as much as I love the customers that buy from me every month.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't want to be one of those brands that it feels like this is super expensive. I'm going to say, I don't know if this is controversial, I don't believe in my own life that if I see a high price, that doesn't mean to me that it's better.
Yes, I'm glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that.
I love how 30 ml it is too. A lot of customers nowadays, they prefer a smaller version too. Mm-hmm. So you can have multiple, you can have the whole collection because they're like so tiny, they fit in my hand.
But they're travel friendly.
I mean,
they're travel friendly.
Very. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I think the reality for a lot of us, you know, and a lot of people who are your customers, a lot of people who are watching, is they've got a collection of perfumes, mm-hmm. right? They might not have 300, but, you know, they might have 6, 10, 12 perfumes in their life. And I sort of felt like, okay, I'm a new brand, I'm a new kid on the block, I've only been around a couple of years. I'm really happy if I could be a little part of your perfumed wardrobe, a little part of your perfume life in a week. I'm not coming along saying, right, you know, you've got to have Gallivant and nothing else. I love it when people tell me the other perfumes they love wearing. I love it when people have a mix of, let's say, high and low. You know, a drugstore perfume sometimes is such a brilliant thing to wear, as well as a sort of luxury perfume. So I'm not a perfume snob either. That's pretty obvious, I think, when you meet me.
And I think that it goes perfectly to like what I said too, you know, like with Tel Aviv about structurally kind of matching the white Bauhaus architecture with the white floral. You know, you really kind of, you practice what you preach in with it. And so it's something that I think is very refreshing. And I had interestingly posted not long ago where is price synonymous with quality? Because we do see on the market a lot of times fragrances that are beautiful, but they're $600-700 and upwards. You know, there are some that are over $1,000, and not to knock them, because I do think that there's space in the market for all. But you know, I think the niche market is all about sometimes the mentality is this exclusivity where you can still have amazing ingredients at an affordable price point. And I've said this to you before, I just don't think that Gallivant always gets the recognition that it deserves. I mean, you have so many award-winning fragrances or fragrances that are nominated for awards. Yet, you know, I'm like, why is it not talked about more? Like, I'm always talking about it. I know Maggie and me have talked about it. Victoria always talks about it.
Yes.
And I know how picky Victoria is about what she brings into her store. So it's a testament. It's a testament to the product.
Listen, I think it's, you know, I'm going to be really honest. You know, we're a really small company. So sometimes when I see a lot of hype around a new brand, you know, you sort of dig a little bit and you find, you know, they might have a big backer. They might be from a group. You know, they might be spending millions on social media marketing. And I'm not. I'm a really old-fashioned believer in, you know, the quality of the product in the end wins out. And that's my whole philosophy about Gallivant. and how I work
You
in
have
it,
that
you
on
know?
your website too.
I mean, no rush. I mean, no rush
Yeah, you
either.
say that on your website.
You know
I'm a
what?
big believer that quality always wins in the end.
Yeah.
And it's true.
Yeah, I really do. Yeah.
I also
Absolutely.
believe
Yeah.
it's not
Because
enough.
people feel it. I really,
Yeah, I was gonna
sorry.
say that sometimes I feel like there is not enough education behind the brand, and that's why we started all this series of meeting with perfumers.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of people
Yeah.
tried Discovery Boxes, but not necessarily fell in love with it because they were not guided properly through every city. What's the
Yeah.
inspiration? Why it was created? That's why I see my part too as La Perfumery is
Yeah.
like when people come in, I want to educate them. What was behind? Why the perfumer created it? What's the whole idea
Yeah.
behind it? What's the ingredients are in the fragrances? So when you get, like, for instance, the Discovery Box, you can discover it yourself along with the perfumer. And we were like
Yeah.
so privileged to
Yeah.
have you at the very first series of meeting with perfumers, because a lot of people mentioned that they tried it in the past, but they didn't
Yeah.
really fall for it, though they changed completely their mind when they tried it along with you, when you took us from Brooklyn
Okay.
to Tel Aviv, then you took us Tokyo, like all these different places. People were like, wow, like Nick said, he fell in love with Tel Aviv. He came and he's like, I need to have it. I would never think about it before the
Yeah.
session, you know, before the session happened. So I feel like there's a lack of education at times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I think, you know, my main request always with everyone is to really take your time with perfumes.
Yeah.
You know, when you're trying something new, you know, your nose has got to get used to it. And, you know, that's why I work with stores like Victoria's, because there's a massive part of education and sampling and just trying to get people to think a little bit more about the products they're putting on their skin. You know, we're not a big branded universe. We're not Chanel, we're not Dior, where you come automatically with a sort of reference to their kind of perfumery. So, you know, someone like Victoria has got to almost introduce me from scratch to her customers. So, you know, it really is like one bottle at a time for a brand like mine.
Absolutely. And I also want to mention, talking about ingredients, I know that I read or I heard somewhere something about the maceration process. That is a big deal now within fragrance houses. But one of the things that really stood out for me, and I have to commend you on that, is that you don't compromise the amount of time that you put into your maceration process, where you macerate the
Yeah.
oil from the from the alcohol, and you do it and you take
Yeah, that's right.
years to do. And that's very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure sometimes we drive people like Victoria mad because we're quite slow. You know, I'm very slow to develop new perfumes. Our production process is really slow. We're very into the detail. And so sometimes that means, you know, we're not as quick as other brands. But, you know, that's part of the kind of perfumery I want to do, that I don't want to rush anything. I don't want to sort of make shortcuts, because ultimately you feel it when you wear it.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. If I cut corners, you'll know. If I cut corners, you'll know. So it wouldn't be a good thing for any of us.
No, we would know. We would know. But if somebody was to look at this discovery set and they have no idea, like, or just look at all the fragrances in a store. Let's say they walk into La Perfumery, and I'm sure that V has her own opinion. But what would you tell them would be the best way for them to choose a fragrance? Like, what would be the route that they should, you know, do in order to select one that they're really going to like and kind of feel comfortable with?
I'd say be curious, be open-minded, and take your time.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. Don't think, you know, I have a small workshop here in London, and I have customers that come, and often they'll tell me what perfumes they wear, and they'll tell me, you know, I don't like vanilla, or I don't like rose, which makes me maybe a little bit immature. I want to smell London, which is the rose, and I want to smell Istanbul, which has got some sort of vanillic, almondy notes. Because, you know, which rose don't you like? Which vanilla? Which kind of vanilla don't you like? So I think the main thing is just to be really open-minded. Be like a child. Be like a child in a candy shop. Have fun. Play with it. That's the way to approach perfumery,
Absolutely.
I think.
Absolutely.
I think too, to Maggie's point with that, and I remember you telling me this, Nick, and I thought that was really interesting. One of the fragrances that I do love so much is Brooklyn, and also, you know, Berlin too. I think you created it very similar in that aspect that it has a lot of movement. And I remember that you said people come in, they spray their fragrance, they smell it, and then, you know, they instantly make a decision and they're talking. And, you know, because some of those fragrances do have a lot of movement and they are very aldehydic, you talked about being quiet and listening to the actual fragrance, listening to how it moves on your skin. And that fits in so well with La Perfumerie because it's like the symphony of your soul. And I think there's so much to say, again, with that white space of allowing it to do its thing before just pulling the trigger.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a very good way of putting it. You know, I think maybe some of the space is to allow your brain to process what you're smelling. And if it's too dense, it's a big block, it's harder for all of us. Yeah. So I think, that's why maybe I'm post-rationalizing a little bit, but that's probably why I like this idea of space in perfumes.
Right. Yeah. Now I want to ask you something funny. And it's not funny, but I want you to tell us something funny. What is the funniest experience in any of the cities that you've been to with any of your fragrances or anything that you can tell us would always remind you of that city? Like, do you remember a memory or something associated to that fragrance that every time you think about it or you look at the fragrance, you think of something funny, like an experience?
Well, listen, I don't know if I'm really up there with people like, you know, I don't know, top comedians, but the carrot note of Bukhara makes me laugh because, you know, it's a very London thing, but we always like to mix, you know, high and low. That's the kind of style in London, you know, really classical things with really sort of a bit not so great things that we like that. So I like the idea of mixing the orris, which is, you know, one of the most beautiful, expensive materials of fine fragrance, with this carrot note. Because in Uzbekistan and Central Asia, they have this dish called plov. Listen, after a couple of weeks, you're a little bit bored of plov, let me tell you.
You can never be ever bored of plov.
Okay, all right, I shouldn't say that. Yeah. So the carrot note kind of makes me laugh because I think, God, I ate a lot of plov with a lot of carrots as I traveled through the Silk Road cities across Central Asia.
That's going to give you great vision. It's great for your eyesight.
My mom just did plov a couple of days ago. Be jealous.
That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing.
With the carrots and the raisins?
Not raisins. Okay. Raisins is not really big in Russia. But we have a friend who is from Uzbekistan, well, from that area, Sitora, the one that does reels for me. She's a videographer. She does reels for. She's from there. So when we were doing the review of Bukhara, she was saying, "Oh my God, it smells exactly like the bazaar market. Like it smells just those nuts, roasted nuts, and then there are carrots, and then there are different type of dry fruits." She said, "It just transports me back there." I'm like, "Is that?" I was just like, "How does it smell?" She's like, "That's exactly how it smells."
Well, I've done my job. I've done my job then when people say to me, it really takes me there. So I never get bored of hearing that.
Absolutely. Do you have anything else, Jonathan?
Yeah, I think, you know, so many people tuned on and were able to speak directly with you. I know previously, I think a lot of people would love to hear just a little bit of the inspiration of maybe some of the fragrances. I mean, I know you have quite a few, so in the interest of time, we maybe can't go through them all, but, you know, I know you mentioned to me that LA was one of your biggest sellers a couple months back. Is it still continue to be?
Yeah, globally around the world, Los Angeles has a lot of fans. So, for example, we recently started in the Middle East, in the UAE, in Abu Dhabi, and that's their bestseller. So I love that because it sort of says to me that you know, all the things we think we know about different places in the world, different people, different cultures, you know, what they're Middle Eastern, they must love oud. No, they love this fruity neon floral with a big tuberose note. So yeah, I love these sort of unexpected things that happen in perfumery that sort of say to me that, you know what, we're all human and we're all individual. So yeah, Los Angeles really started with a picture from Sunset Boulevard. I don't drive a car, so I walk around Los Angeles, which seems a bit crazy. So I was standing in the middle of Sunset Boulevard and I took a picture of the sunset. So that was the beginning of that perfume.
That's amazing.
London really started with a Pet Shop Boys song, East End Boys, West End Girls. So listen to that song and it gets you into the moment of where the perfume started. It's really wet. Yes. There's this feeling of dewy roses that a lot of people say. And I always say, well, yeah, I live in a really wet climate. So, of course, the perfume for London feels wet. Istanbul's got a lot of fans everywhere around the world.
Yeah.
It's one that, you know, gets people so many compliments. It's got a really beautiful, you know, sillage projection. And it really does feel like this meeting of East and West. You know, I lived in the Middle East and I used to travel a lot through Istanbul from Europe. So it really does feel like a perfume that's got that Middle Eastern luxury, the richness of that culture, but also sort of something fresh and aromatic as well, the kind of European side. So it really is a perfume of two worlds, if I can put it that way.
Yeah, I love that. And I think too, when you were talking about, you know, LA, because LA did win, I think in 2019, it was the Best Niche Fragrance Award.
Yeah, 2020.
2020,
yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so I just love how, you know, I think you see a lot of times reviews, people always are mentioning that pineapple accord, but there's actually a bigger eucalyptus aspect to that opening.
Yeah. It's funny because I think a lot of us who list pineapple a little bit, maybe a bit dim on our part. We don't always think of that one that everyone else is maybe thinking of.
Of course.
Because, you know, I don't wear that perfume. I don't actually have a lot of people in my entourage who wear that perfume. So when then someone says to me, "Oh, is it like that thing?" and I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?"
No, it is definitely not.
Yeah, and there's definitely not that much pineapple in the formula. A lot more eucalyptol at the beginning.
I remember you saying that, and almost like a minty facet to that opening. With it, and you know, I think, you know, the pineapple aspect, but I remember you said there wasn't a ton of grapefruit, but there was an aspect of that there. And when you were creating LA, you really were working on creating, you know, it being to be such a panoramic fragrance.
Absolutely.
And really encapsulating.
How have you got such a great memory?
Well, I had a little help, and I like to take notes. So we were able to watch back our live session, and I do take quite a bit of notes when we're talking. So I mean, I have quite a bit here.
Oh wow! Okay. You're a good pupil.
Yes,
I try.
Aren't they awesome, Nick? I'm so blessed.
I mean, I think it's respectful to ask you to come on here and to be well versed. And you know, Maggie and me had the conversation, and I know Maggie did so much research too, and spent so much time to really make sure we were representing everything correctly, because we do really appreciate.
Oh, well, thank you.
We appreciate the time, and I wanted to, in a small amount of time, and same as Maggie, make sure that people really understood. Although I find that LA, you know, you talk about being very straightforward, there is quite a bit of complexity in LA. And
yeah.
I was saying,
it's one that changes a lot on skin.
It does.
I have a lot of customers who come into the shop, and I always get them. So it's really one that evolves a lot.
Yes.
Evolves a lot. Yeah. I think all of our Gallivant perfumes do, because, you know, that's the intention, that you feel you're going on a little journey wearing them.
Yeah, I don't think any of them
are very linear.
Definitely... They're not very linear.
No.
They all tell a story and all tell a journey. I thought it was so nice with LA. you know, because there is quite a bit, I think, of tuberose in it, that the overdose of that tuberose kind of gave that tarry, rubbery aspect that almost played with the juxtaposition of being so close to like the coast, but also it being such a hustle and bustle city. So I can totally see why it wanted that, but I just loved when you described your panoramic and the aspect of making LA.
I mean, the tuberose, you know, you can push the flower in several directions, and with Los Angeles, you know, it does have that kind of rubbery, hot wheel kind of vibe to it. Which, given that we're talking about Los Angeles, where, you know, I'm standing in the middle of Sunset Boulevard with all these limousines and 4x4 SUVs streaming past me, was definitely a smell that was present.
Yeah.
Probably a bit dangerous. I won't do that again, but yeah, it was worth it at the time.
That rubbery aspect, because the cade oil in there can sometimes go very like meaty, and I find it to be somewhat almost like a sodium, a very saltiness to it. But LA kind of walks that line very beautifully. So there is that rubbery aspect, but it's so nicely complemented by, you know, the other chords that you spoke about.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, when you're looking at a perfume and you're trying to decide, okay, is this good? Is this memorable? Is this going to be something I want in my little Gallivant family? You know, it's got to feel fun and pleasurable, definitely. It's got to feel like, God, I really want to wear it and wear it again. But I hope also it feels like a little bit clever too, like a lot of thought's gone into it.
Yeah,
so I think that's true for
I have an idea.
Yeah.
I have an idea. How about that? You guys can DM me. We should probably repeat that beautiful masterclass that we did with you. That was the very first time. And I think there are a bunch of people here that are listening to it and they're like, I wish I could just smell it along with you and go for it.
Yeah.
If you guys feel like you want to be the part of it, I'm very open to do another class, even though we have a coming up one with the Maison Sibarit, which you should all plug into. And Maggie is in and then Jonathan is in. But we should definitely repeat the Gallivant because it was such a great success. Like basically, I'll just brief you all. You'll get a discovery box with a coupon and we'll plug in via Zoom. And on that Zoom call, you'll be able to ask any questions that you have and smell through each city one by one alone with Nick, and I'll be there as well, but mostly Nick who will lead it. I think that would be a fascinating idea. If you guys DM La Parfumerie USA. Once you do, I'll know that you want to be in. And if we have enough people, because that's something we repeat, we still haven't gone through all of the scents we have here. But again, if you guys for it, DM me. I would love to do that.
I would repeat it, and I was there. I would do it again.
I missed it. I met Victoria, right? Remember, Victoria? I met you right when you just had the class, and I was like, what do you mean I missed it? And I kept telling her, are you
okay, so Maggie, we have to do it for you then.
Because
we'll do it for you then.
So, because I feel that master classes are more intimate, and it's more personable, and it's a smaller group, and you just feel more comfortable. I think that that's the way to really learn about houses. Because just wearing a fragrance and you call yourself a fragrance lover, it's not just about collecting, guys. It's about really experiencing, getting the story. And I want to say to Nick, I find that your fragrances, as Jonathan was saying, they're not linear, but I want to add something, and that is that if you wear a light amount of sprays, you get a softer story. But if you overspray it, you get like a stronger story. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I feel that you can wear it during the day and just wear lighter sprays. So you can wear it to the office, wear it to church, whatever. But if you want to go out at night and you really want to make an impression and really know that your presence is there, then overspray yourself, because that's how you relay the stories, is by the amount of sprays that you give. So not every single time that you wear a fragrance, you're going to smell the same, because it's also your mood. I think. And is this not true, Nick? If I wake up moody in the morning and I put on a perfume, I'm going to smell different than if I wake up in a good mood and I wear the perfume.
Listen, your brain is processing you know, these smells.
Yes.
So if you wake up, I can't imagine, you don't seem like a moody person.
No, I'm not.
But if you wake up in a
We all know.
mood, then yeah, you're gonna approach your sense of smell, taste. It's all
Yes,
affected. Yeah,
absolutely. If
yeah.
I wake up in a mood, I would say that I would wear from your fragrances, I would probably wear I would say Istanbul because it's got
Okay.
character and it's got
Yeah.
personality, and that day I just want to project personality. But if I want to wear like and be a little bit more mellow, I would go for Amsterdam. Amsterdam is,
Oh,
it's
okay.
spicy, it's a little lighter, it's floral, it's woody, it's amber. To
Interesting.
me, that's like an everyday scent, an office scent, and it's not going to be
Okay.
offensive to anyone at work. So there's a different vibe, and that's what I got from this. There's a
Yeah.
vibe from every single fragrance.
Yeah.
See, I love art.
Mhm.
I'm like I'm very creative, like with writing and stuff. And when I think about a fragrance, I think about a story and a mood. So when people ask me, how do you pick your fragrances? You have so many. Like, which one do you know what to wear? And I'm like, well, first I wake up thinking about my mood, thinking about where I'm going,
Yeah.
who I'm gonna be around, the type of weather that we're having, and the outfit that I'm wearing. You know what I mean? I take that all into consideration, and then I choose a fragrance because every fragrance will tell you, oh, this is appropriate for formal wear, or this is appropriate
Mhm.
for a date night.
Yeah.
Now, if I go on a date and I don't like a
Yeah.
guy, I'm gonna wear a really funky fragrance, like nasty. But unfortunately, these are all date night, Nick. These are gonna attract guys.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we need a funky one that I can spray on people and go away.
All right. Okay. I'll write that down, but I'm not very good at that myself. So
That's true.
That's
And
funny.
someone came into my shop the other day, and he bought a set, and he said, "Will I get a
Oh
girlfriend
boy.
wearing these perfumes?" So I
I
said,
love it.
"I'm really sorry, but I can't see into the
I would have
future.
crossed my
So
fingers and did a prayer for him.
Oh no.
I hope it helped. I hope it helped
Absolutely,
even a little bit.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think
And
that's a really good testament too, because I remember Nick, you said that oftentimes you'll wear Brooklyn in the winter, just because
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
London can be so dreary at times in the winter, and it puts you
Yeah.
in a different mindset. And
yes,
Yeah.
I've already
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead, sorry.
I find Brooklyn is a real pick me
Yeah,
up.
me
yes,
too.
You spray it. I see it all the time. I spray it on people in the shop and they
Yeah.
smile, and it's just it's an unfiltered just reaction. They're not even thinking, they're just smelling. So I love that because it's just
And
spontaneous.
if
Yeah,
anyone
it's a spontaneous
loves,
reaction.
creaminess and loves
this
the
one.
note of magnolia and loves cardamom,
Yes,
Yeah.
Brooklyn, you will love Brooklyn. Like cardamom is one of my favorite accords, and
me too.
it's so beautifully done from the citrus top down to the creaminess and the benzoin and being very creamy base. So that always puts me in a good mood. And again, it creates the nicest little scent bubble around me. So I always throughout the day
Yeah,
enjoy it.
Yes, there's even a fragrance when.
that's really nice to
Yep.
hear. Listen, I think Los Angeles is another one.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
because
Los Angeles is another one that you spray. It's a feel good. It's a happy perfume.
It's
you
like
know.
Brooklyn, but a little edgier to me. It's got an edge to it that Brooklyn doesn't have. So,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
like that as well. They all fit beautifully into different aspects. Vika,
and
what is the biggest seller in La Perfumerie?
Istanbul
Istanbul
and Berlin
Berlin, really
and
nice.
Brooklyn.
All of them.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a bone to pick with Nick though. Nick, are you ever doing any of like I know, well, Puerto Rico is part of the United States, right? So because I was born there,
Yeah.
are you ever gonna consider visiting
Okay.
an island? A Caribbean vibe would be amazing. Just saying.
Listen,
Just saying.
I can think of nothing better than the idea of going anywhere right now.
Me too.
Because we still can't travel. You know, everything's still closed here.
Wow.
So yeah, invite me. Take me to Puerto Rico,
I'm
please.
going in February. You're invited.
Oh, Vladivostok, I'm going in September.
Let's all go.
How quickly can I get
Road
there?
trip.
Will they let me
I'll
in?
pick you up.
Will they let
They
me
might
in? I
keep
think that's the
you.
main
They
thing.
might keep you there. I hate to tell you,
Okay.
they might keep you.
That's all right.
But you have a lot
That's
of
okay.
nice smelling.
That's
you have
okay.
a lot of nice smelling people in Puerto Rico. You really do. And there's a lot of beautiful fruits
Okay.
that nobody has ever heard of, that we can't get here in the States. And there's one in particular that it's called a canepa, and I've been done.
Canepa.
I'm trying for someone to come up with a scent because it's a juicy fruit, and it is very delicious, decadent. It's almost like pineapple juicy, but with a little bit of a lychee kind of feel. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I was gonna say the lychee aspect for sure.
Yes, it's like a lychee aspect.
Okay.
But
oh, that's nice.
But it's a juicy, and you can't even hold it. It's like a ball, and basically the seed. So you suck all around it, and then the inside is a seed that you throw out. But it's just a beautiful fruit that I've never heard.
So listen.
Yes.
If the invitation's there,
let's go.
Who knows?
Let's go.
Yeah.
I have a house. We have a house over there we can go to.
But I don't think they'll let me in yet.
No, not yet.
Soon.
Yeah, I think America's closed to us at the moment still. So, yeah.
Yeah,
soon,
that's
though,
crazy.
Hopefully.
Yeah, next winter maybe.
Well, we're running out of time a little bit, but I do want to ask you one question. And what's next for Gallivant?
Yeah.
What's next?
We'll get it first.
What's next for Gallivant?
Oh, he froze.
I think he froze.
So I have a launch ready for the autumn, but I'm very superstitious, as they both know already. So I never like to in stability. So I have to test the formula it's stable for production. So I've done the pilot, and that was okay. So give me another few weeks, and then I'll start telling you all a bit more.
Let's save
but it's an incense, so keep it for the masterclass. Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah.
Or if you want some,
but it's a really good perfume. Nice. Of course, I'm going to say that, but
yeah, if you want some second opinions, we'll be glad to.
It's got some of the modernity of Berlin.
Nice.
I want to be a tester.
So, yeah, watch this space.
I know you like testing it on skin. I've researched. You can use me as a guinea pig anytime.
Same. Same.
All right. Okay. The three of us will be guinea pigs. We love that.
So I just have to make some samples up, and then I'll get them over to you.
Yes.
Yeah. Would love it. Yeah.
Yes, that's exciting.
Guys, sign up for the masterclass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Jonathan, is there anything else?
Yeah, I was going to say, so we can expect, because we broke up a little bit, we can expect a launch from Gallivant in this fall. Is that safe to say, or early next year? A new fragrance? Okay, awesome.
No other words.
No, fall. It should be ready this autumn, this fall.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's
really,
perfect
really...
for the
fall
holidays.
21.
So I smell something very dark and mysterious. Because it's the fall.
Dark and mysterious. Oh yeah, there's definitely that in this one.
Because of the fall. When you think of fall, I think of warm and cozy, but I need something potent because it's got to go through my coats, my scarf. Like people have to smell it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it has to be a very powerful scent.
There's a big spicy kick in this one. So
is it ginger?
Just wait till you smell it.
Ginger.
Oh, that was a very good guess.
Yes.
We're knocking away the layers.
Seriously, yeah, good guess.
Maybe pepper.
I think I'm on to something.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
you
thinking
are. Okay,
it's
we
mine.
we need to stop because you'll guess too much.
I am so
That's
And I
excited.
don't have a good poker
yeah.
face, so I'll give the game
I know,
away.
me too.
Yeah.
I love playing poker, but I have the worst face. You can tell I'm bluffing every single time.
Yeah,
It's
when I play
terrible.
Mafia, they kill
Right.
me first because I can't.
Yeah, I'm like, I give up. Take my money. It's all
I
there.
know.
Just
Yeah,
take it. Just take it.
absolutely.
So, Jonathan, anything else you want to ask?
No, I think that's really great to know that something is coming out new. And that's a great point too, Vika, if it's something that might be, in just a couple months to do another
Yeah,
masterclass with the new
yes,
fragrance.
we should do
Um,
that.
Yeah.
and I just wanted people to know too, like I said earlier, Nick, you have so many fragrances. I mean, not that you have, not like Montal or Mancera where there's hundreds and hundreds, but you have a good amount. I think eight or nine at this point.
We've got 9
Nine
now,
now.
So
yeah.
out of the nine, I
Yeah.
wanted people to know though, out of the nine fragrances you have, how many are award-winning or have been nominated?
4.
4.
Yeah, 4 out of the
I mean,
9.
that's
Yeah. So it's quite a good
yeah,
record.
Yeah.
yeah, massive
Yeah.
kudos to you. I know you were I wanted people to know too that Bukhara was nominated with the Fragrance Foundation for Perfume
Yeah.
Extraordinaire, and it is
That's right.
such,
Yeah.
it's like nothing I've ever smelled before. So I think that,
Yeah.
I was really,
I
I
mean,
was
I was
rooting for
super
you guys
proud.
for that, for sure.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. I mean, to be a finalist in the perfume extraordinaire category, with some really big perfumes, brands like
Mhm.
Gucci, that everyone in the world has heard of. It's pretty
Yeah.
That's
amazing.
awesome.
So I was thrilled to bits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nick,
Hats off.
yeah, absolutely. I had a question though. I noticed that there's the Fragrance Foundation US and there's the Fragrance Foundation UK.
Yeah.
So you being in the
Yeah.
UK, I know that
Yeah.
Bukhara was under the US one. So how does that work as far
Yeah.
as where you fall? Is it where you distribute to?
It's a decision in terms of where you decide to enter.
Okay.
Yeah. And as we actually have more retail partners like Victoria La Parfumerie in the US than we do in the UK, it sort of made sense to do it on that side of the pond and not over here.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very
And
smart.
the darker side of perfumery, when you see other fragrances that win certain things, but the perfumer is on the foundation or something, does that ever play into the decision of who may win?
I don't really know is the honest
Okay.
truth. I mean, I think sometimes there's politics involved in these awards.
Yeah.
But you know what? Listen, the best perfume generally wins, in my opinion. I would have loved to have won, obviously, but I was just really super excited and
Yeah.
thrilled and honored to be a finalist because there are so many launches. It's really hard to keep track, even for us,
Yeah.
of how many launches there are. So, yeah, no, I was very pleased.
And I don't think anyone would
really.
have questioned had a Bukhara won because it is that good. So
Yes.
kudos for that.
I
Good
haven't
job.
tried Bukhara. I feel left out.
So good.
Isn't it?
That's
It's not here. I forgot. And I think
That's
I ran out of the samples. Well,
yeah.
when you sign up for the masterclass, I'll make sure you get Bukhara.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I
It's so
want to
good.
try
You get
that one.
Bukhara.
I definitely want to
Yes.
try it. But Nick, you'll
Yeah,
get them.
I keep
yeah,
forgetting.
I want to try that one because I love the notes on it. I
Mhm.
love
Yes,
the notes.
I keep
it's
forgetting it's not
wonderful.
the part of it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's not in the set, but it will. What I'm going to do in the next production is I'll update it to include it because it's really popular.
I love the
Now I
old
have-
ones when your mom did stamping. The old discovery boxes, they had stamps, and his mom literally did. This sweet
What?
lady. It was so
Aw.
exciting.
That's
so
awesome.
nice. Now, is there?
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
other questions, and that is, so we have the fragrances, we have the discovery set.
Yeah.
Are you planning to bring like other things? For example, candles. Oh my God, I would love some candles with these scents. This is amazing, right, Vika? Some candles, maybe some like the travel sprays,
Lotions.
the travel atomizers, like maybe a little bigger, 15 mLs, would be nice to carry in your bag. Just some ideas because I'm a girl and I like to shove my bag with a bunch of stuff.
I know, right?
Yeah.
He's bringing
It's true.
something.
And I do love the perfume oils too. That's also another aspect that they sell.
Yeah,
Not all the
that
fragrances have that, but you know, like Tel Aviv is a beautiful one of
that's
getting
awesome.
the,
You can
yeah,
get them to layer. It's funny because I did a whole
yeah.
live
Yeah.
on oils. And I don't know if you know this, Nick, but you can use oils even for your hair. You just put it on your hair. I also mix them with lotion and I lather my skin with it, and then I'll use the spray on top. So whoever's saying, "Oh, my fragrance doesn't last," is because you're not layering the right amount of products, you know? So that's just a great way to use the oil as well, because it's just going to
Hmm.
project that much
Yeah.
more. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
amazing.
And you know what? They're lovely in the summer. Yeah.
Yes.
Good. I'm glad you
Yes.
enjoyed those.
So we're
Yeah.
gonna let you go. I know that it's late, but we do have a giveaway going that Vika is actually sponsoring, and it's gonna be for
Thank
Jonathan. Were you
you.
able to talk to Vika about it?
I didn't get to talk to her about, so we could, I talked, yeah, she knows about the giveaway that we're doing, but the conversation we were able to, I wasn't able to connect. So we can
Okay.
share that now or after, whatever you prefer, Maggie.
Yeah. So we're gonna do two giveaways, Vika. You're sponsoring one, and we'll Jonathan and I are sponsoring another discovery set because
Okay.
we want to have two winners because we want more people to try these fragrances. And instead of
Good.
just doing one, I want to do two because I feel like we need two lucky people to win this because I really want someone to really try them out. Guys, and if you have discovery sets at home, a lot of times people don't use their discovery sets. One of the things that I like to do is share mine. So I
Hmm.
will send it to someone else.
Yeah.
And and that's a nice way to have people try out the house as well. So you can, send it to someone else, or you can send them a couple.
Yeah.
And also, once you like a fragrance, they go over to Vika and say, "Vika, I want the full bottle." It's just a nice way to get more people to experiment
Yeah,
it, because
agreed.
I think that
Yeah.
just talking about it doesn't do any justice. These are fragrances that you really need to try on your skin because every chemistry is different. Every person is different. The way
Yeah.
it smells in a guy is not the way it's going to smell on a girl. The way it smells on an oily skin is not the way it's going to smell on dry skin. So everyone is different, and everybody always goes by these testers. I only use this as reference, but I don't judge a fragrance by a tester. I hate this. I judge it by I put it on my skin and then I let it sit for a few minutes, walk around, come back, smell it, and that'll give you more of what the heart of that fragrance is,
Right.
and you'll be able to judge it better.
Hmm.
Testing it on this and automatically saying, "Oh, I don't like it." What don't you like about it? Give it a chance. Let it just sit with your
Yeah.
skin. Let it just
Mm.
caress your skin. You know what I mean? So that's just a little insight. And I'm sure that Nick and Jonathan agree with me. Test it. Test it on your skin. And Vika too, right, Vika?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Someone recently said like it's bought on the blotter, but it's rebought because of how you wear it on your skin.
Yes.
And there's so much
Absolutely.
truth to
Yeah.
that.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, this was such an amazing live. I am so
Thank
happy to
you.
be part of this with
Thank
to
you for
do this
having
Thank you
with
for
me.
having
you.
me too.
Yeah, is
Thank
there
you,
anything you
Nick.
want to say, Nick, before you go? Is there anything you want to say before you go?
Oh, please, could I come over to the US soon?
Yes.
Yes.
We all have spare bedrooms, so don't worry. You can
Yes,
stay
Let's
with
we
do a
do.
a
party.
multitude.
Let's do a party at
Yes.
La Perfumerie. Woohoo.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
So I'd really love to do that. It's one of the things I really miss. I really miss traveling, obviously, but I really miss, coming to stores like Victoria's and meeting you all in person, smelling things together.
Yeah.
That's something I'm really missing. So
do you know when it's gonna
yeah, hopefully
do you have any
soon.
idea when it'll open again for travel for you guys? No. Well, let's hope it happens soon because
Yeah, it needs
we
to.
need our people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
For the
Yes,
sanity. Sanity.
exactly. And it's just a lot of people are also their businesses are having they're being affected by it as well.
Very much.
So, guys, oh my God, I am
yeah.
so happy. Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
I
you, very
I
much.
cannot wait for the master class
So
because I'm gonna have
Yes.
yeah, I was going to say, see you at the
Yeah,
masterclass.
sign
Yeah.
up, DM us.
And we'll be talking a little bit about ginger. Yeah.
That's
That's
probably
a chill
one of my
good.
favorite
Okay.
notes. I love spices in a fragrance because I'm from
Okay.
Puerto Rico. I'm full of spice. I need spiciness in my
Okay.
life, you know?
Okay.
Thank you, Nick.
So yeah, there's definitely something that's very picante.
Oh,
Yeah.
picante.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
All right.
Bye, Nick.
Thank you,
See
Nick.
you all
Have a
soon.
good night.
All right.
Take care. Bye bye. Good night.
Bye.
Nick, just hit the X.
Yeah.
Got
There
it?
you go. So
Okay.
Maggie, do you want to do the giveaway then now
Yes.
too?
Okay,
Yes,
am I
Awesome.
staying or can I go?
No, stay.
You could if
Oh.
if you need to go, you can go, but we'd love if you stay. We'll just do the giveaway
right.
quick.
Let's just do
Yes.
it.
Let's do this.
My
Okay.
box goes to.
So do you want to ask the question, Maggie, first, or you want me to ask Mike?
No, you ask. You ask.
Okay, so we're gonna do 2 questions, and the first to get each question right will receive the discovery set from La Perfumerie. So last minute change, we decided Vika's sponsoring one, and we wanted to make sure that everybody, like Maggie said, got Gallivant. So I'm gonna do my my question first there. So the question is, which of the fragrances from Gallivant was the latest release?
Come on, people, come on.
Come on, who's the
everyone.
first to get it?
The first
latest,
person.
the
You know
latest
the
release
answer.
will win the first discovery set, the Nomad Discovery
Lena,
set from
do it.
Gallivant. No, Lena got one. She's disqualified.
No.
to type
Oh, okay, my God.
Thomas.
Oh, we have a winner, Thomas.
Thomas.
Okay, Thomas. Am I giving
Thomas
my
won.
box?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, sure,
Thomas.
sure.
They're both gonna go. They're both coming from your store. So
Oh,
the other
okay.
one will send you. Yeah. We'll Jonathan
Okay.
and I will speak
Got
to
it.
you about that one.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
But
We'll do
Thomas,
that.
DM us. Don't disappear. I won't
Yeah,
be
do you
able to
know
remember.
Thomas?
Jessica, it's so funny because Jessica said Brooklyn because Jonathan kept talking about Brooklyn.
I know, it's true. Yeah,
That's funny.
Thomas, DM us or Vika. So
La
that-
Perfumerie, yes.
yeah, La Perfumerie, to make sure. Okay, awesome. So you guys were listening. That's amazing. Do you want to
Awesome.
ask yours, Maggie?
Yes. Now,
Okay.
I think I said it at the beginning of the live, but
You did.
what year was Gallivant founded? This should be easy.
Huh. If they listen to you from the very beginning.
But we
they
said it,
Google.
I think it was said, I think maybe twice.
Yeah. I
Yes,
mentioned
Jessica,
it.
you were close. She says it was
Very
with a B.
close.
Yes, close but no
Come on,
cigar.
people.
What year?
That's a hard one.
Take a guess.
Let's see if. Yeah, guess, guys. Just throw things out. If you,
They're Googling 100%.
that's fine. Whoever could Google quickest is the winner. It wasn't
I'm just
2020,
gonna go like
but
this. I'm just gonna go like this.
yeah.
Okay,
Jessica,
Google
guess.
it.
She just keep
Oh,
guessing.
close. Close.
Close.
Keep guessing. Yeah.
Keep close,
Close.
close,
Ooh.
close.
Ooh.
I know which one.
Ah,
Good.
we got
Oh,
it.
Illy.
Oh, you're
Illy
getting it
B.
for free.
Illy B won the Gallivant set. It is 2017.
2017.
That's correct.
DM me.
Awesome. Yeah,
That's
Yes.
awesome.
absolutely.
Like
Guys,
29.
She's still going. They're still
29,
going.
15.
Who is she? Is she one of your friends, Jonathan? Your followers?
Yes, I know Illy.
Okay,
I do.
perfect.
She wanted
So
to buy
DM
it. Well, now you have it.
Perfect. So DM Jonathan with your information, and Jonathan will speak to Vika. And then the
Yep.
other gentleman that won, is he also
Thomas.
somebody that you know?
I don't know Thomas like I don't think I know
He'll
Thomas like
DM.
that. But yeah,
Well, guys,
please DM.
if you can also follow, I mean, you can follow me and DM me, Total Fashion Sense. I mean, just send me
Yeah.
a DM. And if you're not following me, I feel offended. You need to follow the three of
Me
us.
too.
Yes, we need to-
Please.
Okay, in order to qualify for these gifts, you have to follow La Perfumerie USA. You have to follow Total Fashion Sense, and you have to follow Eau de Scent, and also
Yes,
Gallivant.
I agree.
And if you're
Yes,
not following
please.
the four of us, we're not sending anything out.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to put a stipulation. You can't unfollow for 30 days.
I know, don't you hate that? People are mean. I get so sad when my numbers go down. I'm like, they don't like me. Why?
It happens. It happens to everyone.
I
Yeah.
That's so
know.
funny. That's so
Guys,
Yeah.
DM
funny.
me and I will for sure follow you guys back because I'm so excited you guys were part of this live. Thank you
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
all.
much.
much.
It was so much fun.
This was so,
So
Absolutely.
so
much
much
fun.
fun. Guys, we have more fragrance interviews and stuff in the future coming as well. Hopefully I can grab somebody else next week. I'm
Hmm.
working hard to bring you fragrance houses here that you guys will enjoy. I don't know, let's see. Maybe we can get essential parfums in here one day.
Maybe that'd be
Maybe
a
we
good
can get
idea.
Geraldine. Yeah, that's
And do
another
another
great
Just
house.
master class again.
Yes,
yeah.
Here we go,
absolutely.
guys. I'm in it.
Let's just bring them all, because
Let's
it's
do
a
Yeah.
it.
nice way. I think master classes are the best way for you guys to really get
Yes,
your hands on a fragrance, and not only
100%.
that, but you're gonna test it out. And also, Vika, you also didn't say that they get a certificate towards a bottle.
Yes, towards the
Mhm.
full bottle. You do.
Yes,
So DM
Yeah.
us
I
for
think.
private class. DM me. Like
Yeah.
we will
If
definitely do
you
Gallivant. That'd be fun.
yeah,
if you guys
definitely.
liked if you guys like this is about 10% of what you get from the
Yes.
masterclass with
Yes,
Victoria. So if this is something you enjoy, you're gonna be blown away from it. It's something truly, like I said in one of the comments, I was like, it's one of the reasons I keep Vika around. Not that we love and adore Vika,
no,
but
I love
Oh,
the
Vika.
the
I love
fact
you
that she
guys.
does that and offers that to people, I think is just sets her apart from a lot of other places, even in the States
Not
that
only
have
that,
Thank
perfumeries.
you.
not only is she amazing, Jonathan, as a friend to us, but her customer
Yes.
service, she walks, listen, guys, she walks her packages to FedEx and UPS herself. Like, who does
Yeah.
that? Who does that? You know
Oh,
what I mean? She walks the packages. She prepares samples with all the
Mhm.
kindness of her heart, and she'll ask you what you guys want to try. I mean, her customer service, her attention to detail. I mean, it's just amazing. You guys need to follow her. You guys need to go on her website, laperfumeryusa.com. Oh, and she just launched a new website.
Yes. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
and a
So user
mystery
friendly.
box. Mystery
Yes,
Yes.
box
yes.
from Russia.
And I
It's
said to
true.
Victoria, I said, "Oh, I need to order. I need to order. I need this box before it runs out."
Yes, we still have some. Yours is there, is waiting for you. I'll ship it
Yes,
soon. And
yes.
Nick, you can come. Just order
I
online and pick it up
know.
in store.
Yeah.
Guys, it was such a pleasure. I am so, oh my God, Jonathan, thank you for doing this with
Thank
me
you,
as well.
Jonathan.
Thank you,
Thank
Thank
you,
you for
Vika.
asking.
Maggie. Had so
You
much fun
guys
with you
are
guys.
amazing. I have so much love for the two of you. I really do.
Oh,
And I am
same.
going to be going to North Carolina before you know it because I want
You
to hug you guys.
better.
I
We'll
want to
do an
see
event. We
you.
already talked
Yes,
with Nick about it. And I say we
Yeah.
need to just get all together. Jay, we should chat with you in regards to that.
Yeah.
It would be so much fun to host all of you. We have so many cool
yes,
places to go to. You
Mhm.
know,
yes.
it just will be so much
I'll come
fun,
for
I
the
feel.
weekend. I'll come for a weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. My
Brenda
friend
It's so
came
fun.
last, I think, up a month ago, right?
Yeah.
So she
Brenda, you
loved
were
it. I think it
there.
would be.
Brenda's
Sorry.
the reason why I met Vika. Thank you, my
There you
love.
go. Oh,
Brenda
she's
Yes.
and
wonderful.
I am so upset. I was supposed to meet Brenda at in Philadelphia and another friend of ours, and I couldn't make it because my son decided he wanted to start a job, right? At 16. So I couldn't make it and I was so bummed. I even tried talking to his managers to see if I could switch it. But Brenda, we need to meet at La Perfumery. We're
I
gonna meet
agree.
there and we'll be able to
Great idea.
hug.
All of us.
Yes,
All
yes,
of us.
yes. And we'll do a big party.
Yes. Sip and sniff.
What did she say?
Yeah.
She's just passing. She was passing through, gotta
She was
come back
passing
down.
through. Yeah.
She will.
Yes.
She
She
will.
said
She'll
she
come
would. Yeah.
back. And we'll
For
drag
sure.
Richard also. Richard is a good friend of
Yes.
ours.
Everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be
All right,
fun.
guys. Well, I'm gonna let
All
you guys
right. Thank you so
go.
much. My battery's 3%, so I'm gonna
Mine too.
Oh,
Mine is
okay.
dying.
Yeah. Perfect
Yes.
timing.
All
I
right,
love you
you
Bye,
guys.
all.
I'm
guys.
gonna
Love
save
you
these lives
too.
and I'm gonna
Save it. Yeah.
actually send it to you guys, okay?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
do it.
Perfect.
Do it.
Oh,
Thank you.
also, everyone that was on this live, I forgot to mention something Jonathan and I spoke about. Leave a
Yeah.
comment with any questions that you guys have, either for La Perfumery USA, for Jonathan, myself, or even Gallivant, because we
Mhm.
can reach out to him or he'll read the comments and he'll be answering as well.
Yeah.
Just reach out in the comments. Let us know if you have any questions. I'm very good with my comments. And that's all, guys. Thank you for being part of this show.
Thank you.
I love
Bye,
you
Bye, guys.
guys.
everyone.
Have a great Sunday.
Have
Bye,
a great
Bye now.
guys.
Sunday.
Bye.